GB News returned to screens to discuss the recent economic growth. However, its viewers were not convinced. GB News viewers switched off the breakfast program after an Atrius segment discussing the new figures about the UK economy. According to the Office for National Statistics, the UK economy has grown at the fastest rate in a year over the first quarter of 2025. The new official figures show that gross domestic product, GDP, increased by 0.7% between January and March, and presenters Stephen Dixon and Ellie Costello invited political commentator Theo Usherwood to discuss this rise. Stephen said, "It's interesting, with the PM jetting around, and he's had the finger pointed at his recently. You're doing all this stuff abroad, you're not doing all this stuff at home." However, the GDP figures are out this morning. I know it's not directly down to the PM, but that's very positive news at home. Despite this, some viewers were left unimpressed, as one commented, "Stephen the Labourite getting all excited over atrocious growth figures. I'm off to Sky, sick of this channel." One unconvinced viewer suggested, "So the economy is finally back to where it was when Labour took over from the Tories. Personally, I think the figures are being manipulated by activist civil servants to take the pressure off Labour." Another commented, "Economy grew by 0.7% between Jan and March, are we being led by another Marxist commie government carrot?" A fourth fan added, "Oh God, Rachel from X will be loving these GDP figures. Cannot understand it, but it must be good. However, Stephen, we won't be any better off because we're already so much worse off. That will be due to higher prices we are paying in the shops. Doesn't mean we are better off," claimed another. An unimpressed fan fumed, "Growth up 0.7%, really? So why we paying more for everything, taxed beyond anything that's gone before? We can't pay the interest on the national debt. Billions paid out for illegals. These are BS1's figures, and we all know how reliable they are and the blatant lies that this lot tell." Theo told the presenters, "I think it's fair to say, Terry's been some good news on the economic front recently. Even by the Prime Minister's own expectations, getting that agreement with Donald Trump, particularly for the automotive and the steel industry, was really important." The political commentator added, "It is not the full trade deal, and Kemi Badenoch made great hay yesterday at the PMQS and called it a tiny tariff deal, but nevertheless, it is good news for those sectors."